everyone, how's it going? I'm Casey Martin from Wine Country Woodworks, and this is going to be a new Shopisode kind of update on what I've been up to in my new temporary shop. I've been making a lot of cool things. I'm finally up and running, going to be making a lot more normal videos. I have some really cool ones planned for some copper, gold, and silver leaf and grapevine blanks I'm going to be making for a video. Also some maple burl pen blanks I'll show you that I'm going to be stabilizing in tons of different colors for a video. And so anyway, I'll just dive right into all the fun things I've been up to. So I really quickly wanted to show my little resin casting area I've got set up here. This was actually a door that my parents had that I just slapped some wooden sawhorses on to make a makeshift table out of it. And it's super sturdy, super strong, made a little janky makeshift shelf to have some extra space. And you know, basically this is all you need. I've got my couple of pressure pots. I've got my air compressor, noise suppression box. I made my first ever YouTube video was making that, if you're curious about it. And then I've got the newer pressure pot that TCP sent me that I wasn't really planning on having room for, but I still use it even though it's just on the ground. Here's my stabilizing area. I put up a little paint plastic kind of protector on the wall. Not super concerned about the resin area. This is an area that will sometimes splat if I'm picking something up out of a chamber and accidentally slips. I've got some multi-dye coloring going on. I've started using these buckets so I can do longer pieces in this chamber. You know, like this piece right here is too wide of an angle to fit into these. But this is kind of the stabilizing area. I've got my manifold right here that I had in my old shop. And I've actually, interestingly enough, got this hooked up to a air hose that goes all the way out here. And then basically I'll grab this and one of my power cords for this little basically platform I've got from my smoker and my vacuum pump. And so I'll just use the quick connect, plug it in, and keep the door just cracked open while I'm doing it. Here is my little Wen bandsaw that I really like for how cheap it was. It was like 130 bucks or something, and it's pretty solid. For only having a 3.5 inch throat cut capacity, it's pretty solid. I also ordered a little Wen lathe while my stuff is in storage to have right here so I can do some turning videos. This is some redwood burl that I got out in the forest. My parents have a little bit of forest on their property, and this is some cool, very rotten in the center redwood burl that will be really cool to stabilize, because this huge piece right here is super light, doesn't weigh like anything. And here's some bay tree burl, or laurel burl, or myrtle wood is what it's also called. And this one I've taken some of the bark off, but this you know, some stumps that were down in the forest that I just cut some off of, and gonna be drying this one is pretty thin, so hopefully it should dry quick, but not sure exactly what I want to do drying those. But that's kind of the whole little tour, and I'll dive into some of the fun things I've been up to. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of that redwood burl. It's going to be so cool to stabilize. So on the casting side of things, I've been making some really cool die stabilized and multi-die stabilized blocks, also out of just solid wood ones too. This is black ash burl. Same with this guy. Tons of colors. I forget how many I did. I did 1, 2, here's some red and pink. So like at least 3. I think maybe even some black too. But anyway, lots of cool ones. I was using some box elder burl that just was really white and soaked up the resin, or the dyed resin really well. And so some of these I'm holding actually like just sold, but these are up on Etsy if anyone's curious in them. But what's also been really fun, and I'll go into the dark and show you guys in a second, a lot of this resin is UV resin where it glows under black light. So I'll show you guys that in a second. But lots of fun things I've been up to. I'll show you the black light right now. I also quickly wanted to mention, as kind of a random side note, I started a stock market YouTube channel. I've been into the stock market and been a huge passion and hobby of mine for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now, quite a while, maybe even a little longer than that. But so I'll have the link down below for anyone who is interested. There may not be a lot of you, but I figured if there's a few that are, figured I'd mention it. It's been a lot of fun, but back to the episode. So I'm not entirely sure how well actually the camera's picking it up really, really well. So the best way to show it on camera is to kind of go to the side of it so the reflection hits it. But this stuff is really, really cool in picture. The camera doesn't really know how to pick it up, but this is a piece that I did some of the UV resin in the swirls and then some normal resin without it. Maybe if I shine it through, kind of hard. Pictures can work decently well, but stuff's pretty cool. I highly encourage you guys try it out if you want. So I ordered a handful more of these, probably like 30 or so of these raw maple burl pen blanks that if you haven't seen a video already on how I clear stabilize these, I've got a pretty cool, easy process. So if you want to check out that video, but my plan for these is to do a multi-dye stabilization process, maybe put a few just under like a single color. But you know, I think there's not as many people who do multi-dye burl pen blanks. And since they're all going to be super unique, you know, I'll probably, when I sell them, like have each individual one marked with a number or something. But I think this is going to be a really cool video to do, which is why I'm bringing it up, because I'm going to kind of, and I have a video on doing dye stabilization like this, but I think most people would be curious on knowing if it's any different with pen blanks, which it really isn't, but I still think it would be a good video. So that's going to be coming up shortly. And pretty much the last thing was I ordered a bunch more maple burl from Greg Dahl and also from Ethan Cook, and cut all this up to size with the chainsaw, because that little bandsaw I was showing you all can only cut 3.5 inches, where I was used to my old one in storage being able to cut 6 inches. So I had to break this down a lot more, which hurt a little bit, having the kerf of the chainsaw take away a lot of this beautiful stuff. But I'm gonna be cutting this up, making a lot of blocks out of it, and it should be really, really cool. But yeah, wanted to share that as well. Well, everyone, that's about it for this video. As I mentioned, I plan on making some normal videos coming up soon, a resin casting one when I get my little lathe. I will probably do some turning videos as well, which I'm really excited to do. Just gonna be trying to make videos in the meantime. As I'm sure I mentioned in a couple of my last videos, I start my full-time job at KPMG in January. So kind of in this interim period, I've been trying to work as much as I can full-time in this little shop. So gonna be trying to crank out videos now that it's fully up and running, and I've kind of caught up on orders and things like that. So I'm really excited to get the YouTube channel back going while I can. My dad got the building permit for my new shop just this last week. So we're also going to be starting on, you know, the foundation and excavating the dirt, then the foundation and the framing. We're gonna do it all ourselves. And so I'm gonna try to make a video on that whole process too. Should be pretty cool. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please comment down below anything at all, suggestions for future videos. Let me know what you all have been up to, anything at all. Love to interact with you all again. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.